Oh, that's that's hotter than I thought it would be. Hello. I was going to put this down over here. Welcome back to another episode. That was unexpected. Anyway, you're here. I'm here. It's been a busy couple of weeks for me in terms of work. Lots of nibbling around the edges of projects and meetings and editing and this kind of thing. But I have a few minutes spare to share with you some thoughts that have been sort of rattling around my head for the past few days with regards to access, I suppose, to nerd properties and characters, and in that sense gatekeeping as well. And it all starts with this. I picked this up the other day from a supermarket. Disney have been releasing, in conjunction with their TV series on Disney Plus, sort of collected comic versions of Marvel story runs. So recently I also got hold of the comic run that the Hawkeye show was based on, and this is the equivalent. Disney Plus, now available, original series, blah 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 blah. And someone, oddly enough, this wasn't a comic book store, in the supermarket, someone sort of came up behind me and went, "Oh, I see. You've only just discovered Moon Knight."
Someone has mixed an Amazing Spider-Man in with the Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man series. This will not stand.
There's this kind of thing of almost accusing me of being a lazy comic fan, or a Sunday morning quarterback, or whatever the phrase is. Someone who only turns up for the glory, doesn't actually put in the training and the effort and the backstory and the so on and so forth. All because I was interested in this. I mean, £10. It wasn't cheap, but this collected issue of a Moon Knight story. And yes, I'm interested in it because I've seen it on the TV show, and I've been introduced to Mark Spector and Khonshu and all these other characters in that series, and I'm fascinated by the presentation in the show, but also now by the comic. I want to know more. Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't think so, but according to some people, it is a bad thing. I mean, there's actually a collected series that show is actually based on. It's not based on this series of comics. Is it Jeff Lumiere or something that you can't get yet here in the UK? I think it was released in the US in March. I'm going to keep an eye on it and see if it releases here in the UK. I want to get hold of that series because the art looks fantastic, but also the connections with sort of ancient Egypt and stuff, really cool. So I just got thinking. I mean, I certainly don't think I'm like that. I don't think I would go up to someone and go, "What? You weren't a fan of Batman before you were born? Well, you're rubbish." But why do some people feel the need to do that? Moon Knight has always been a mystery to me. I've always been thinking, what's going on there? He's bright white. He's meant to be a bit scary, but he doesn't look that scary. You have to have an opportunity to be introduced to the character in order to then go and seek out more about that character. And to a certain extent, the same thing happened for me with Batman. Actually, it wasn't until I got the Guide to the Dark Knight book that was released in '96, I think, and then I got to know the character. I got to know more about him, and it feels like that's probably quite normal. It's I don't know, it's odd. And the thing is, I know it's not unique. I know an awful lot of people are like that and can be like that when it comes to things that they love. But I'm a 37-year-old guy in a supermarket, and I had some older, larger, genuine neckbeard type person just go, "Oh," because I dared get this from the supermarket. It was off-putting, and I just wonder whether or not there are other portions of geekdom that can be equally off-putting or sort of limiting to other people's initial discovery and burgeoning enjoyment, connecting different aspects of characters together, and therefore growing in their fandom, in their geekery, in their nerddom when it comes to particular characters and ideas. But a really key example of that would be this guy, now the people on Discord will know about this, but I was sent this by a friend who knows me very well. This is a figure of specifically Ben Reilly's Spider-Man. This is the Spider-Man who actually is the clone of Peter Parker. Not Peter Parker himself, or at one point he thought he was Peter Parker. Anyway, it was a maximum clonage. It was a weird period in comics. But these are the comics that I was introduced to Spider-Man with. Growing up in North Wales, access to comics, especially new ones from, coming in from the east coast of the US were sporadic. And every now and then you get a Spider-Man or you get a Fantastic Four or something in the local newsagent, with a big label on the back saying, shipped from. And I was introduced to, in a special edition, special collection book, much like, I suppose, the equivalent of this guy, the Moon Knight book, Spider-Man in the form of Peter Parker and Ben Reilly. And Ben Reilly for a while was the main Spider-Man who was turning up in those comics. And I love his costume. I love the alternate design he's got, the split of the boots in terms of the colours, the two red fingers, two blue fingers on his gloves, the web shooters on the outside of his costume, and this is a hard Spider-Man to find in terms of play-withable action figure. The closest I've come to in recent years is actually up on the shelf just behind me. It's a little plaything that goes presumably with the Marvel Friends or something, or whatever it's called. But basically not a proper action figure like the other ones that I have. I mean, my action figure from the time is a bit worse for wear now, but he's also on the shelf just behind me, and this is the equivalent of that, and it's Ben Reilly. But I'm sure for some people, indeed I know for some people, this Spider-Man, even though he's my favourite Spider-Man, and certainly my favourite look of the costume, this Spider-Man is wrong. This Spider-Man is not the right one. Incidentally, I'm definitely going to be opening this. I just love the 90s animated series packaging.
Double-edged lightsaber from Star Wars, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. No! It's no longer a collectible! Oh!
And that's weird. It really is weird. And again, I understand it. Is it NerdSync did an amazing video. I'll put a link in the video description below explaining why the Clone Saga was such a mess and why some people really truly ended up just turning away in some ways from Marvel for a while. But that's not Ben Reilly's fault, and it's certainly not that costume's fault. And it's cool, and I like it. And that's okay. That's surely that's got to be okay. I don't know. It's just I've been asking myself this question, going back and forth. Like this morning, I was dropping off my lovely wife at work, and on the way back in the car, I was just thinking, but it's okay, isn't it? But then I was thinking, but there are, for example, seminal, key milestone moments in the career of Batman that I would want people to know about. If they said they're a Batman fan, I would go, cool, right, have you read this, and this? I can recommend these things to you. I can even lend you a couple of them, depending on who they were and where they lived. But that's not the same, is it? That's me encouraging that person to sort of come closer, see what you love about this, see if you love the same things that I've come to love, and I've got plenty of Batman books to recommend. That's not it, is it? That's not the same. That's not the same as going up to someone and going, oh, can't believe you're buying Moon Knight now. Oh. I sniffed then. I'm going to keep it in. I'm going to keep it in the edit because it's kind of appropriate for the character. I can't believe you're buying Moon Knight now. Yeah, it's not the same. And I suppose basically that's what this channel is about, isn't it? This channel is about exploring new things, established things that I love, things that I've discovered, things that you introduced to me, and taking joy in those things. And I guess this guy in particular just underscored how there are some people who really don't take joy. I mean, how can you be a fan of something and be such a douche about it. Why can you not be like, dude, if you like that, you need to read these ones, and then maybe get a notepad out, go to the till or something in the supermarket, have some paper and a pen, write down some comic references and just hand them to me. That's what he should have done, but instead he went all and and me being the person I am, I spent some time going, am I wrong? I'm not wrong. I know I'm not wrong. And I also know I'm looking forward to reading this wonderful comic. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this has kind of made sense as a bit of a reflection. But I'm just disappointed, I think, in that guy. I think that's what it is. Until next time, do take care. And I'm going to now drink this coffee that hopefully... yeah, it's drinkable. Until next time, bye-bye.